What's up, guys? Mr. Holton here, and today we're gonna be looking at a theory that is somewhat unknown in the Mass Effect community, but it's a very interesting one nonetheless. At least I think so. And this theory is, of course, as the title says, who is the Stargazer? Okay, so let me do a small introduction on the theory. During the ending of Mass Effect 3, and after Shepard activates the Crucible, we see Joker escaping with the Normandy from the blast that is currently spreading throughout the galaxy. We then get this scene where Joker and the crew steps out of the Normandy on an unknown planet. What we get after this is the extended cut DLC, explaining what the end results were of the war, and soon after the credits, we get to see and hear an old man and a young child talking about Shepard's story. Check it out.
Did that all really happen?
Yes, but some of the details have been lost in time. It all happened so very long ago.
When can I go to the stars?
One day, my sweet.
What will be there?
Anything you can imagine.
So this scene we saw right here is the so-called Stargazer scene for any of you who might be unfamiliar with it, but if you were, then I've basically spoiled the ending for you. Anyway, so the Stargazer's voice actor himself is none other than Buzz Aldrin, one of the first men to land on the moon. And that's a pretty badass cameo, I gotta say. But that doesn't answer the question of the title, does it? And before I answer that question, I gotta show you one very interesting thing. If you chose the refusal ending, the Stargazer changes and we instead get what looks like an Asari talking about what happened. Check it out.
Did that all really happen?
We'll never know exactly what it was like, but yes, the archives tell the true story of those who came before us. They fought a terrible war, so we wouldn't have to.
And that's why we have peace.
Yes, without everything they accomplished, without the information they passed down, we too would be threatened.
What else do we know about the Shepherd?
Just what we have in the archives. But I've only told you a few of the stories.
Can you tell me another one, please?
It's getting late, but okay. One more story.
Okay, so what's the deal with this theory? Well, it's commonly believed that the Stargazer that we hear talking is actually Joker in his old age. Whoa. Right? And so what's the evidence for this being the case then? Well, if we go back to when the Normandy crash landed on that unknown planet, we see Joker stepping out to look at the environment. When we pan backwards, we can see two moons or planetoids passing each other. So we have two celestial bodies. If we now jump over to the Stargazer scene again, we can in fact see that, there again are two planets. This time, however, the smaller moon has moved and is now instead to the right. And that's basically all the evidence there is to this guy being Joker in his old age. Now, the appearance of the Asari and what seems like a human talking signifies that maybe we're instead seeing the great-great-great-grandchildren of the crew that crashed on the planet. And what if this Stargazer was indeed Joker? What sort of implications does that have for the future? There are some points I want to mention. Okay, so maybe the planet was settled and communication was re-established with the rest of the galaxy. As we know from the concept art for the next Mass Effect, the galaxy has indeed been rebuilt. We of course also hear as much during Admiral Hackett's monologue for the extended cut.
The war is over. The Reapers have been defeated. Against all odds, and in the face of the greatest threat this galaxy has ever known, we survived. It will take time, but we can rebuild everything that was destroyed.
Now, originally, the Stargazer child was speculated to be Mass Effect Andromeda's new main character, since the original theory was built on the belief that the Normandy got slingshotted all the way over to Andromeda. But of course, that proved to be a hard miss because we see that Ryder just migrated over to Andromeda. So he wasn't slingshotted there. Anyhow, back to Joker. So maybe Joker just decided to stay on this planet that we can assume is located in the Goldilocks zone, as the planet in this case seemed to have both tropical and cold climates. Now, I'd probably say that this last one is the one that's closest to the truth, as we can basically all assume by now that Destroy will be the canon ending, as I've mentioned in almost 100 videos now. 50. But here's another question. Who is the child then, if it's not Ryder, as we know? And I gotta be honest, it beats me. I'd assume that the child is the Stargazer's grandchild or something. Hey, maybe it's just a cute scene to show us that life goes on after the Reaper invasion, and that this old dude is just that. An unknown old dude talking to his grandchild. One thing that I have to mention before I end the video is one very important thing that I didn't think of until I started filming. And that is the planets shown in the next Mass Effect teaser. As the camera pans down during the trailer, we can see a ship or a shuttle making its way to the planet's atmosphere. And along with this, we see 3 planetoids that could also be moons. And then we have Liara walking through a snowy landscape. And this might just be a coincidence because there are definitely a lot of snowy planets in the galaxy, but I'm not gonna lie, the 2 planets visible in the sky as Liara looks up. And then we of course have the 3 planets that we can see outside. And then if we go back to the Stargazer scene, we also have 2 planets in a snowy landscape, which may be the same planet that Joker and the crew crash landed on. And if this is the case, if this planet is indeed the one and the same, it wouldn't be so far-fetched to think that Liara is maybe searching for something on the planet that she crash landed on with the rest of the crew. And maybe it's not just the N7 insignia. Or maybe it's all just a coincidence. What do I know? What do you guys think? Is Joker the Stargazer? And is this planet the same one we see in the next Mass Effect teaser? As always, leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and have a great day guys. Mr. Holton signing out.